explain myself. You said you care for me, care for me.
Louisiana shit. Murder on the beat.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode number 2 of the Badash YouTube channel. So as you can see, I am not a solo gig tonight. I have, or today, whenever you guys listen to it, watch it.
Tonight.
I have here with me Amanda Stevens.
Yes, hello there.
You can introduce
Fans.
yourself.
Oh.
If you, fans?
Hi, all fans. I'm Amanda Stevens. As Ashley has said, I have been born and raised in Cleveland, and at this table, I'm the only Cleveland fan. As you can tell by his ugly sweatshirt and the jersey on the table. But anyway, I actually am a writer for ClevelandSportsline.com. So after you check out this video, come check out my articles.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm trying. Used to work for the Cleveland Indians. Now work downtown and being a stupid regular adult, and it's awful.
It's awful. And this is Mike, so he doesn't really get.
I don't.
He doesn't
I'm
matter.
just kidding.
I'm a basic guy.
It's okay. Talk about yourself.
There's nothing really to talk about.
But
He doesn't matter. He doesn't matter.
Mike is retired from the game
I have. Yeah.
of football, where he attended Muskingum University.
Go
So
Muskies. Make waves.
yeah, great.
I went
that's
to
your favorite
Miami
stuff.
University. Just throwing
Miami.
along.
Yeah.
Do you know
along
who
that.
went to Miami of Ohio?
No,
Big Ben, baby.
No.
no,
Big
not
Ben?
him.
Not him. No, he is an
Big
Ohio
Ben.
guy though. Ken.
Not
He went to
him.
Ken. Ben did. But as you can see, we kind of have a theme here, so we are going to be talking about football. So with the intros out of the way, though, I wanted to talk about the real, the real deal news about Chloe and Tristan. So before we
Right
get
off
into
the
the
rip.
NBA.
Talk about this right off the rip.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
You're
hot
Gonna
topics.
rip our rebut?
No, I mean I
No. No reference.
Okay. So I'm eager to know your opinion. Do you think Tristan actually cheated on Chloe?
So I think he did, because I think that there has been enough evidence coming, because TMZ, it's like that celebrity report,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
TMZ
blah,
is
blah.
trash.
And it's like a bunch of crap.
I don't know if I should say that.
But they are trash. Don't listen. Fake news, man.
What do you think the T stands for? Just kidding.
But I really do think that he, there is some truth behind it. Nobody, no matter what, even if he was set up, he still made out with the girl. He still, even if that was, in September or October, she already knew she was pregnant. So regardless of the timing of it, if it was, a month ago, 3 weeks ago, last weekend, whatever, because they're saying that was when they were in New York.
Yep.
Yeah.
It still happened at some point when they were together, because they've been together for over a year now?
So when was, she was pregnant for 9 months, so.
Well over a year?
Probably.
I
I guess that's how it works.
Math is hard.
But my thing is, when was the video? Because, I feel like this might be a stunt. Okay, when he first cheated on whatever girlfriend it was. The other
Baby
girl.
mama number one.
The other girl. Clearly, Tristan is, good guy.
He just doesn't know how to wear that rubber, does he?
Yeah. So,
Right.
yeah. But, okay, when he first cheated, they won the NBA playoffs. Or they won the NBA finals.
Not
Yeah.
playoffs.
Right. Okay. So, my thing is, okay, what funny timing that this came out. It was obviously a little while ago that he cheated on her. So, why bring it out now? Did he really do it?
Mhm.
Because is this an old video that TMZ is just releasing because it's TMZ?
Right.
So,
Right.
It's from a security camera, isn't it?
No.
It's not.
It's from, the inside of somebody's car. It's almost
Oh,
as
okay.
if, it was almost
It looked like it was from a club.
Mm-mm. Because you could tell because the camera's moving, because it
Got it.
zooms in and out.
true. Yeah.
So it doesn't stay in one spot, and it's not an aerial view. It's right on, as if I was taping you right now. So I honestly don't know. I don't remember because I really don't care that much.
Yeah.
But
this
from
was just,
the initial
hot
reports, because after the initial reports came out, I was like, that kind of sucks. Because I don't wish that on anybody. Do I really care about the Kardashians? No. But they
get rich
people,
for what? Nothing?
Right, for a
So,
sex tape. I mean, it's fine.
Big butts.
Here's
and,
my thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
You have an input?
Yeah,
I do.
you?
I do,
Wow,
actually.
okay.
I do.
I'm
So he did this a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you
And-
just find this out?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, I would say not. But he won the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Right.
This is surface again right before playoff time. But where has he been? He's played 0 minutes. Game 1, he's played 0
That's
minutes.
because he hasn't
tonight.
done shit this whole season though either.
But
That's-
still, you
He hasn't been doing anything.
at least give him some minutes.
At the
There's
end
some
of
guys on the
last-
floor right now that are on the floor that played game
Also-
1 that have not done anything.
It's totally like the Kardashians to not say anything about this at all because Kylie, Kendall, whoever it is, kept their pregnancy quiet forever.
Yeah.
And then
Kylie,
And then what's the score?
93-89.
2:27 left
Ooh.
in the fourth.
All right, we'll keep you updated. How about that? All right, let's go on. Let's move on. So I'm glad for the Kardashian input. That always, gets us going. So on to football, which is why we're here. So we're going to be talking a little bit about draft predictions, who's the number 1 overall pick, because the Browns have it, and we have no idea what the Browns are going to pull. Amanda, being a Browns fan, what do you want your franchise to do?
To win a game. Honestly, we can
That's
literally only
so
go
quick.
up from here.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we can't get much worse. We really can't. So, my goal would to be at least win 4 games. I think that's possible.
Oh, yeah, for sure. With you guys bringing in Jarvis Landry,
Mm-hmm.
you have Duke Johnson, Carlos Hyde now.
I'm giving you guys more than 4.
Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
We'll get to our predictions.
Yes.
Anyway.
That's
So,
coming up.
I think I just gave mine. Like,
Browns 1-15.
Okay, but
we tried. We tried.
I personally, so I was thinking Saquon, number 1 overall pick. You'd be dumb not to do that because the Browns have picked a quarterback all of a million years, in, year after year they pick a quarterback in the first round. But, I was thinking they should take Saquon because why not take a running back of his caliber?
No.
No. Why?
You got. Sorry to interrupt. But you got to trust Carlos Hyde. I mean, he's had a breakout year last year. I mean, his numbers are legit. I don't think he's gonna. And you have Duke Johnson as well.
Right.
He's gonna be your 3rd down guy.
Yeah.
And I think Carlos is still gonna have a good year. I really
Well, and I think the thing is too, especially with the Browns, what our biggest issue's been is that we put so much pressure on our draft pick or our rookie QBs. In the last at least 5 years, we've done that, and it's screwed all of us over. It screwed our team over because they're right out of college. College is completely different than NFL, and the way they run just an offense, it's completely different.
Right.
So what we really need to do, especially because we have, we picked up
Drew Stanton,
Yeah,
2-year contract.
Stanton.
his numbers are not the best either.
No,
No.
he's not the
He hasn't
best.
been relevant for.
But
I mean, he's only played 4 games last year, but his
Right.
numbers.
you bug me.
I know. I interrupt you. I know I do, but it's.
Okay, so
Anyway.
here we have Stephen A. and here's Max Kellerman. So
That's just trifling.
But I think what we need to do is that we need at least 2 rookie quarterbacks that we're able to develop. We're able to start, but not put the pressure on them. We have 2 guys on our team now that have been in the NFL for a couple years now, and they know what they're doing. They know how to run the offense. So now that we have Taylor, and then I think we're going to pick up Josh Allen personally. I think he's steady. I think
Yeah.
he has the numbers. Yeah, we'll be able to develop him. Yeah, I don't think he's the best. But I think he'll be a great pick for us, personally.
Don't be surprised if the Browns trade down their picks. I say this in a number of ways. Patriots, they have a ton of picks still. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots come out and say, hey, what if we trade up a little bit, the Browns move down, and the Patriots try to go for a quarterback. Tom
Well,
Brady's
they
getting
need
up there in
somebody.
age,
Yeah.
and you're
And
going to rely
he
on Brian
hasn't
Hoyer as your backup.
Right. He hasn't even committed to playing. I mean, he's gonna play in 2018.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, but he hasn't. Gronk hasn't committed to playing in 2018. He's injury prone anyway.
Mhm.
So
With his
I could see that
17
happening.
concussion.
they have 2 first-round picks now.
Mhm.
They're way later in the draft. So
And they can use those and work with the Browns or maybe even the Giants.
Do you think the Browns though would do that though to us? Do you think they would seriously
to us
trade
as a
them?
fan base, is that what you're saying?
To
To
As
us?
not you. To me,
No, I mean,
because we literally bank on these top 10 players.
Oh, for sure.
My opinion is I don't think you need a quarterback. I don't think you need a running back. I mean, I think right now what you have across the board is set. So I think your first pick, if not the first pick, at least the fourth pick that you have, you're going to keep one of those. I would at least go for a defender.
Yeah.
Either a defensive end or a linebacker or something like that in the draft because you already got rid of Danny Shelton. I know he wasn't the greatest Brown,
Yeah.
but he was a hole clogger at some point. Okay.
Just,
But
send
yeah.
it away. Well, this mock draft here has Mika Fitzpatrick, a DB from Bama, Roll Tide, going.
Didn't go there. You can't say
I did
that.
go there. I'm sorry. He has you taking the Browns. You picking a DB at number 4, which I think is a smart move. However,
A DB.
yeah. So I also think maybe take this would be kind of crazy because a DB number 1 pick would be kind of crazy. But if you take a DB number 1, you're gonna have a quarterback at number 4. There's
Right.
going to be a quarterback. I know. I
Yeah.
think the Giants. I think.
Good thing we cut this out.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
What's the score? 97-92, 22.2
2.4
seconds.
seconds.
All right.
I think the Giants are going to take a quarterback because Eli Manning is 37 years old. So
Oh yeah,
need
they
somebody.
have. They have to. They
Right.
have to.
They have to.
So
But at the same time, you got to make the argument with the Browns too. If you're going to pick a quarterback, which I don't want them to personally, I'm not a Browns fan, but history repeats itself. I don't like quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3, 4
it's
on the
just so
right.
cliche.
Yes. But if you're going to pick a quarterback, I think you got to go with Josh Allen. I mean, he's played in Wyoming. It's colder up there. You know
That's true.
what happens if,
That's
if,
fair.
if you
That is
draft
fair.
Sam Darnold from USC?
Yeah.
He's playing in Southern California. Anybody could sling a ball in 80-degree weather.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's a valid
Josh
argument.
Allen, he's playing in Wyoming. What's going to happen in January up in Pittsburgh or Cleveland when it's cold? You know, he's going to fit.
That's
He's going to
true.
fit better than somebody like
You
Darnold.
have 6 games.
Well, I don't know. Based on
in-
this weather, though, we could have
I know
summer
it
in
is January 50th right now.
So
Yeah, who
we could
knows?
be okay.
Well, you have Baltimore, you have Pittsburgh, and you have Cincinnati. So you're playing them. I mean,
Yeah.
that's 6 matchups
Yeah.
for you right
In
off the bat
the
in
snow.
cold weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you're also AFC is just there's a lot of AFC teams up north. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what your guys' predictions are, but it has 4 quarterbacks going in the top 5 or 6 or whatever. So, which I think
see that.
is cliche.
But I think
It's
that's all.
gonna
That's all.
happen. It happens every
yeah.
year.
It does.
Because everybody wants the young guys. Everybody wants the top
Yes.
picks. They're not gonna wait until they have some no-namers back down at 83. You know, they're not
Right.
gonna do that.
Now, if the
So.
Browns do not trade down and they do pick a quarterback and pick number 1, I'd say by pick 4, if they still have that pick, they're going to pick that Chubb,
yes.
Bradley Chubb, that defensive end. I think he's really good. The
That's who
Browns
I
also.
have.
The Browns also.
Wow, we agreed.
The Browns. The Browns also are not meeting with him prior to
Yeah.
the draft. All right. They only have a number.
The Chubb
of,
guy.
Yes, they only have a number of meetings they can meet with talent before the draft. And
Right.
If you don't meet with somebody, that kind of tells me that you already have enough confidence in this kid that you know what you're going to get out of him.
Right. Right.
If you want to meet with somebody that you don't know quite yet to get a feel for him and figure out what all he has and what he's
Yeah.
about.
Well, he holds the record. He holds the records too. He holds the record in sacks at 26, tackles for a
Yeah.
loss 53, surpassed Mario Williams. Sorry, I'm throwing
excited over there.
I'm throwing things now. you
I'm
know?
interested to see where Shaq Griffin will go. The guy who has the one hand.
I don't think he's going to go in the top 10.
Yeah,
For
that's
some reason,
fair.
people doubt him, and I think it's because UCF is not considered a big school.
Right.
You know, it is a big school, but it's not considered like the big. I don't know
Well,
what
didn't
you
they
call
consider themselves the national champs this
it.
year?
Yes. The only team that went undefeated to win a national
Right.
championship.
Yeah.
But I am excited to see where he goes. I am excited to see where the linemen go. I love my linemen. Love to see it.
So you're
Represented.
biased.
There's 2 Notre Dame guys that are going to be going in
Yeah.
the first round. I'm super excited for it. As you may not know, I'm a Notre Dame guy. So,
It's irrelevant. He didn't go there.
Hey, Jerome Bettis. He went to Notre Dame,
That's
so
true.
I have a special place for Notre Dame.
also, I don't know if you guys have any sleeper picks that you guys thought
Oh,
maybe
let's hear it.
maybe would go up higher. But this kid,
I
out of
don't, but I know who
Washington,
you're gonna say.
This I think his name. I'm gonna probably butcher this, but it's Vita Vea. Vita Vea,
Mhm.
I think his name is.
That's how.
He's a defensive end from Washington. He's listed at 6'5", and they have him at 340. And he runs a 5'1" 40-yard dash.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He also had I think I have it here. I have it written down. It was he had 65 solo tackles and 99 total on the year. He was playing interior
On the
defensive
year,
line.
wow.
And they said the scouts are impressed with him because his footwork is almost considered a defensive end or a linebacker.
Right.
Where do they have him going? Like,
They
have you
have,
seen it in
like,
any of the
They
mock
have
14,
him. They had
14.
him going around pick 20, which I think
20.
I think he's going to go
I
up.
think the
higher
last
than that.
I saw, he
If
was
you-
around.
I think he's almost as good as a Vita Vea. The only thing is that he's not used to being an edge rusher. He's an interior guy. You can move him out to the end if you wanted to. I mean, he's got the speed and quickness to do it. You just got to teach him.
One thing that I saw too when I was kind of reading and preparing for this wonderful night was that there are some issues with him because he
Off the
has a
field?
lot of Vita Vea.
Oh,
Because he has a lot of technical things that he just has that he should have perfected already going into the draft, but he hasn't yet. So he's what I've at least read is that some of his footwork and some of the technical stuff which I mean I'm sure you can talk to this more than I can, but some of that stuff he
Yeah.
hasn't perfected
Go
yet,
over here.
but he's able to if he's willing to correct it. If a coach is
Yes.
willing to do it at this point in his career. So
But if you draft somebody that big
right.
at that
Right.
speed, you can work with him. He can learn it, and
He would be a monster.
he hasn't really
Right.
played that position all 4 years either. He was a special teams guy for the first half of his college career, for the most part too. So that's the other issue is that he's still trying to learn this stuff as he goes.
As far as, back to quarterbacks. So a lot of people have Lamar Jackson going really far down in the draft.
Yeah.
I don't foresee that happening. I think he's a very talented quarterback in the draft. And I think, so Denver needs a quarterback.
Yeah.
I think instead of Saquon Barkley, the Giants are going to take a quarterback because they desperately need one. Plus, the Giants also don't have Odell Beckham Jr. locked in for this year. He's working
returning.
out with them.
I think he'll return there. We'll debate more about him in a little bit because
At first, I thought
Odell.
you said he's going to retire. I was like, what are you talking
he's gonna
about?
stay
there.
Retire.
Odell cannot
We
retire.
won.
He's good for them.
197.
The Cavs won.
Gross.
Breaking
Woo!
news.
I'm sure you guys will already know that by the time this goes up.
LeBron
but
James.
The GOAT. How many
Pacers
did he
in
have?
5.
What's the box score here?
Click on that.
How many points did LeBron have?
46.
Wow, he's a little bit a ways from 81.
Don't get me started with that.
I'm just gonna.
We don't have enough time.
we're
We don't have
done,
enough
we're done.
time
Okay.
for that.
All
I
right.
think that was
so,
an argument before I got here.
It actually was, but anyways.
so as a Steelers fan, what do you want?
Linebacker.
Yes.
Any linebacker or DB. Our DBs are not the greatest, but they really haven't been in the past few years.
no, they have not.
Ever since
They
when Polamalu started leaving, William Gay left, Ryan Clark left. That was a good unit there. That once they started leaving, they haven't been the same since. So I think for sure you got to go DB or linebacker first pick for sure.
Ryan Shazier's future, not only this year but as a whole, is completely questionable, which is like heartbreaking. I think that he's going to come. I think he's doing his very best to come back and play football.
If it was me, I wouldn't. That was my biggest fear. It wasn't the concussion.
Just be part of the organization. Retire as a Steeler.
You could argue though, like
become part of the organization, become part of the coaching staff.
I don't think. I think he will. I think he could do that, just like
Yeah.
Joey Porter became a part of the coaching staff. But like, I don't think that's going to be enough for him. I mean, he's young. He's
Yeah.
still a very young guy. So,
Yeah, but how do you fully come back from that without being
Oh.
scared to death? That's not going to happen again.
paralyzed.
Or worse.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
You know,
yeah. So, I mean, Rashawn Evans, linebacker from Alabama. Roll Tide.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I know you weren't, so I looked at you like that. So, any other outstanding picks that you guys see? Kind of, I mean, quarterbacks are going to go top 6, picks. They're going to go like that. Josh Allen.
What do you think about Baker's Mayfield?
Good point.
That's a Johnny Manziel. That's too much baggage.
Johnny Manziel's making a comeback.
No.
He's
No.
What-
No.
what-
Come on.
What,
No!
what team would want him though? Honestly, listen, NFL.
Go to Canada.
A lot of your big teams like Bill Belichick and the Patriots, the Art Rooneys and the Pittsburghs. They don't like players that have baggage. They don't want that. So you look at somebody like Baker, who's been in trouble with the law in college.
Right?
The one that does the explicit motion on the sideline to the other team.
Yes.
No team wants that.
Yeah.
That's just too
Yeah,
much
it's
of a
still won the
publicity
Heisman,
stunt.
But
Yes,
so he said today that he's not going any lower than pick 6.
that's not happening.
That's not happening. No.
That's not happening.
I don't even know if he's going to be in the top 10.
Mayfield?
Mayfield. Yeah.
He's not. He doesn't have the height either.
That's a good point.
And
He's short.
unfortunately for us short people, He doesn't have it. And as a quarterback, you want the big quarterback. You want the one that can
to see over
sit
the
in the
line.
pocket. There was about a year
Yeah.
or two stretch there where they wanted the dual threat quarterback, the one that could read the option, run the play. And if you look at it, the quarterbacks that sit in the pocket the most, like the Big Bens and the Tom Brady's, they're the ones that went out. So now you're starting to see
Ben
this
just
transition.
can't
You're starting to see
run.
this transition back to a
Yes.
pocket quarterback.
Well, you think, okay, so Cam, he rushes and he does it well, but look at how many times he's sat out because of concussions, because he puts himself out there.
Right.
And then you think of Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's successful at it, but there's just not a lot of successful rushing quarterbacks in the league.
Right.
Drew Brees, he's like a dual threat, I would say. Drew Brees, maybe. But he's
When
also
he has to be.
old. So,
Oh no,
yeah, when
he's
he has
carried
to
me
be.
on my fantasy team.
I consider Drew Brees
Jesus
more of a-
Christ!
I consider Drew Brees more of a
Coming in
pocket.
hot.
He's a pocket quarterback, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Pocket
He
passing,
does.
he's
Yeah.
gonna
He
take
does.
off.
Yeah.
It's I'm passing first. If there's nothing
If
there,
I-
then
yeah,
I
if
will
I
run
can't
the
go.
Tyrod
option.
Taylor rushes. He
Yes.
runs.
Yeah.
So, but I just don't think there's a lot of successful quarterbacks who rush a lot.
Well, it's hard
You're
because
right.
once you leave the pocket, you're vulnerable. Like
It's fair game.
Well,
Although the officials don't necessarily treat it that way, you are fair game.
And you're also starting to see this transition back to regular football in the NFL. You had that year where there was the speed option and all this stuff. In college, they still do it, and it works.
Yeah.
It works in college. It's a little bit of a speed difference, but in the NFL, the defenders they read it too well. That doesn't work. You know, a defensive scheme. One guy has the pitch man. One guy has the quarterback. One guy has the dive. So it's like that's the option doesn't work in the NFL.
right.
So speaking of just how the NFL works, we've touched on like how college is. So the NFL has changed some rules this offseason, thank God, because Dez caught it and Jesse James caught it.
Football moves.
Still bitter, but the NFL has changed the catch rule. Basically, what you think of as a standard catch, it will be a catch now. So, not sure how they're going to implement that across the board. If they're actually going to implement that, so I don't know. We'll see. I think it's good because, like I said, there's so many controversial calls that games are literally decided on this.
Yeah.
So, and it would have for Pittsburgh. Anyway, it would have changed. Like
I literally
I
the
still
season.
have nightmares about this. It would have changed the entire it could have changed the entire playoff picture. I mean,
Oh,
seriously.
For sure.
So
I'm not even a Pittsburgh fan.
And to be honest, I have Browns fans that I talked to after watching that game, and they said that was a catch.
We watched the game together.
I know we did. I'm saying I have other Browns fans that I know
I mean,
that have
and
even
honestly,
told
and
me.
people who say like it wasn't a catch, he didn't catch it, like people just love to hate Pittsburgh. Like people love
Right.
to hate Dallas,
Right.
and they'll say Dez didn't catch it. Dez caught it. So that was
It's already
what
over
changed.
with. We can't change it. Can't change the outcome. We could change it next year now.
Yes.
Now, if that happens next year, and it's a
Moving
catch.
on.
We beat the Patriots next year.
Yes. So, and also the targeting rule in college has moved to the NFL. So I know that you don't like that.
I do
You
not.
felt pretty strongly about that.
I understand the safety of the game. I never really liked that rule, anyways. Especially even in college, you look at it's Division 1, 2, and 3. The rule across the board. Now Division 3, unless you're like Mount Union, that's super good and has the media there. You don't have instant replay. So in Division 3, it's up to the officials whether or not it's considered targeting. There is no
Right.
replay. So if you get called for targeting and the referees get together and they say yes, that's targeting, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
right.
And they're going to try to implement this in the NFL, which I've seen it firsthand. I've seen my teammates ejected before for targeting, and I didn't think it was targeting. Referees got together, and it looked like targeting. It must have been targeting. He's out of here.
Yeah.
You know,
Which I think that's what it's going to come down to in the NFL too, because I mean they're going to huddle and they're going to decide, and it's going to be like Avonta's perfect, whether he targeted or not. It's going to be targeting.
He already
every
has
single
that
time.
on his back. He's got that label.
Exactly. So
Especially because it's all up to the discretion
Yes.
of the officials anyway.
Yes.
right, and the actual verbiage is instruct on-field game officials to disqualify a player for a flagrant non-football act when a foul for that act is called on the field.
There's times where a defender leads with his shoulder into the other offender shoulder,
Mhm.
and it sounds like it is helmet to helmet.
Right.
From the naked eye, you're like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
that was,"
Yeah.
and you see the replay, and you're going, "Oh no, that was obviously he didn't lead with himself. He just kind of brushed it." It's just
Now, do you think they are going to just go like to the discretion, or they are going to have
This-
to review it?
this first year is going to be strictly
New York is
discretion.
going to be very busy, I think.
It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do. Is it going to be one of these things where on Sunday you get ejected for targeting, and then throughout the week, like on Tuesday and Wednesday, the New York and the front office reviews it and they say no, that wasn't targeting, and
We see that a lot.
Then they change it.
yeah, and then are you
Yeah.
going to get fined for every targeting penalty and you get ejected, and then they say oh no, it wasn't targeting, or stuff like that.
Yeah,
So-
I think it'll be very interesting because, I mean, it's kind of weird because, I mean, NFL officials have the option to kick a player out as far as like unnecessary rough or like they
Right.
really it's up to their discretion regardless.
Right.
So I think with unnecessary roughness, roughing the quarterback, I think targeting is kind of already in the NFL, but just not with like the actual when it comes down to the logistics of the rule.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know how good it is going. Like you said, I get the safety of it. I never witnessed it firsthand, obviously, but I get the safety of it. But up to the NFL or the official's discretion. It's
It
just
should
gonna
be there has to
inconsistent.
be a review
That's the-
after every single one.
That's the
And
thing.
that's what I think it's going to come down
Yeah.
to. I think they're
Yeah.
going to have to change it to that. If they call targeting,
Yeah.
they have to review it.
And I agree. If you're going to eject somebody, I think you should at least review it. I mean,
Yeah.
it should be at least thought that it shouldn't be up to the official. That's all I'm saying, because when it's live, it can look like it is targeting, but once you review it
And when you
break
hear
down,
it,
Yeah.
like the general public, when you hear it, you're like, I mean, your
Right.
instant
Right.
someone's instant reaction might be like, "Ooh, yeah," like that gets you hyped. Like that's
80,000
a
people in the stadium going, "Ooh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. So another rule that the NFL, which if a team scores a winning, this is kind of like irrelevant but relevant. If a team scores a winning touchdown at the end of regulation, they don't have to kick a field goal or potentially go for two, which you wouldn't go for two anyway, but whatever. So they're getting rid of the you don't have to kick a field goal if you score a winning. So you would only win by 6. You can't possibly win by 7.
I agree with that,
Yes.
unless you score a touchdown, a game-winning touchdown, and the outcome is not 2 points or less.
I agree.
That makes any
That's
sense.
fair. No,
So-
yeah, that's fair.
You have to win by at least 3. So
Yeah.
if you score a touchdown, the game-winning touchdown, and that puts
Yeah,
you
so
up,
regardless of
and that
what,
puts
yeah.
you
And that
at
puts
2
you up by
points,
2, you
you
kick
should
a
kick
field
the
goal.
field goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if they block it, the
Yeah,
defense block
run.
it, they can run it back for 2 points,
Mhm.
and that's a tie game now.
That's very true. I think a lot of people have mentioned like they're trying to get rid of field goals or trying to get rid of like the kicker position just because how they pushed back.
Oh, then
like,
my friend is going to
kickoff,
be out of a
touchbacks.
position.
I know, which is actually like,
He's
crazy
going for the
that people think-
NFL.
which is crazy to think about, but I
Those are
kind of
people
like
too.
that. I think you should take that to Roger Goodell. Present.
I disagree. I mean, if you're gonna have that rule, like if I'm up by 6 and you score a winning touchdown, if you kick the field goal and I block it, I can take it back and win the game.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. Fair enough.
Which I think, I mean, with all rules, there is always a learning curve. There's always, a year,
Yes.
like a season that, this
It's
isn't
just
working.
like
this
a
isn't
Trial and
working.
error.
Yeah.
So, something
Yeah.
like the NFL, though, one mishap, it would happen with all professional sports. One
Right.
mishap, people are gonna be like, "Oh, this is stupid," like, why
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But let's just be patient. So, we're gonna talk about some predictions for teams. I picked a handful of teams that I think most people are like eager to know the predictions for the 2018-19 season. Which, by the way, if you guys think the schedule comes out tomorrow, I forgot about that, and I'm very excited. It's
That's
like Christmas.
exciting.
It is exciting. I'm sorry, but it's very exciting.
Ooh,
Preseason.
Oh,
Let's-
preseason. Got it. So much.
I know it might not matter to you, Browns fan, but listen,
I mean,
Who do you think Steelers are playing week 1?
the Browns.
I don't know.
always.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, so let's go Eagles first.
I have 11-5.
So,
I have
What?
11-5.
crazy.
I think they're going to be okay.
I don't
I
think
just
they're
think
going to kill it like they did this.
They're going to have that Super Bowl hangover. Every team that wins the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
they have that hangover year where it's just they're not
Yeah.
they're the same team but not the same team.
Yeah.
It's a little off.
I mean, it's going to be complete. Like, you take the Eagles season, like that's almost unheard of what they did last year.
Yeah.
They got rid of Torrey Smith. They picked up Mike Wallace. Yeah, they picked up Mike Wallace, former Steeler. But so the quarterback situation also is going to be interesting. I don't really know. I mean, obviously, I feel like Carson Wentz has the starting position, like hands down. There's no question. I don't know where Nick Foles is going to go to where he'll be a starter outright.
Isn't that crazy though?
It is. It's absolutely insane.
Like that's honestly, if you are the winning quarterback to the Super Bowl and your team,
You beat
you
Tom Brady and the New
literally
England
need to be
Patriots.
starter,
You get
even
Yes.
if the
Yeah.
original starting QB comes back.
That's just the worst luck. It's just,
Like I get it. I get it. Like veteran, blah blah blah.
it.
I get it, but it's stupid. Personally,
The Browns. I'm optimistic on this one, but I want to hear what you have to say.
I said mine.
Oh,
Four,
just
4 and 12.
4? Okay.
I think they're going to be okay. I think with all the picks they've gotten, and I think they're going to get more, especially with all the picks they have, they can still trade around before the draft even starts or during the draft trade around. But I have them going 6-10. I gave them a few wins.
I did too. See, great minds think alike.
And I'm the Browns fan.
Boom.
I guess I'm just being more realistic.
I tell you,
because
Cincinnati
going
will
to
be
5
last.
games this year, we tried to lose.
They're going to be better. They're going to be better.
Tanking in the NFL.
What, our normal wager?
A beer.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew it. Okay, so I say 6-10 too. I think that the Cincinnati Bengals will be last in the AFC North. I
Agree.
also hate them,
I agree.
but whatever. So Browns 6-10. Patriots. I have them at 9-7. I still have them winning the division
Sorry.
because they play with the Jets and the Dolphins and the Bills.
Well, yeah.
So,
The Bills are not
The
gonna-
Browns could maybe win that
but
division.
9-7. I still have them winning the division, unfortunately. But
But shout out the Bills Mafia.
yes, nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. Shout out to
Hey,
Boomer.
that is
But-
amazing team spirit right
It is.
there.
Absolutely.
That's pretty darn
It is.
good. It's almost as good as the dog pound.
I have
Moving on.
for the Patriots though. I have them 2. I couldn't decide between the two, and it's only like a 1-loss difference. It's just depending on what the issue with Brady and Belichick. Is that going to continue? Is that going to be okay?
I don't know.
Now
Brady just issued a statement
Yes.
saying that it's fake news.
It's not.
That was Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, see,
Um,
guys, we can't do this.
well,
so
Tom
late.
Brady-
With the status of Gronk too, I have them
Anymore.
going 10-6.
I feel like it's
11-5.
very safe. I feel like
11
it's
and
the
5,
same.
10 and 6.
And then we
Gronk is
I have
just
10
so
and 6.
touchy because, but they got rid of Brandon Cooks and
Yeah.
Danny Amendola.
It'll be fine.
I don't know. They could trade those 2 first-round picks for Odell Beckham Jr.
They could if they really wanted to.
They
I don't
could.
think Belichick wants that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know
think
if
they were
he
going to
wants
want
I
to take a
didn't
chance
even
with
know.
him.
Bill Belichick is like the Greg Popovich.
You know, I
of the world.
texted him last week.
Bill Belichick is not the Greg Popovich. He is the Nick Sabans and Urban Meyers of the world.
Nick Saban.
There is
Do you know what that reference is?
There is a thin line
Roll
that you
it.
don't cross with them. It's my
I
way.
choose to ignore that.
It's
Oh,
my
it's
way
my way
or
or the
no way.
highway. Yes. Okay, so Mike, you were eager to tell me your Rams prediction.
13-3 or 12-4.
Oh, I'm 12-4.
I was gonna say
Ballsy.
I have 12 and 4.
Pretty
I
ballsy.
mean, they're pretty damn stacked.
They have the best.
yeah.
I think they have the best roster.
Absolutely, they're definitely stacked. And as long as Todd Gurley stays healthy, then. And actually, I think the Saints.
All I know
are
is that he
probably-
literally led my fantasy team last year. So.
Yeah, Todd Gurley's the reason I lost in fantasy. So.
That's why I won.
Um,
Playoffs.
I would put I didn't include the Saints to like actually predict their season, but I think they'll be the same because their running back game is like Mark Ingram is hands down one of my most favorite NFL players ever, and then I just lost Kamara. Yes, the running back position. Okay, so
Got it.
you're laughing.
I was
What
like,
are you laughing
I
at?
just saw
I was like,
Okay.
No, we're gonna get.
I was like, who are we
We're
getting
gonna
at
touch on
here?
that last. So Cowboys for me 11-5, even without Dez. Dez is kind of Dez is one of the greatest Cowboy players I think ever. But it's kind of the what? No,
Go ahead, no.
ever?
No.
I didn't
He's
like you
just
shaking
being
your
a
head
jerk.
like that.
No,
Okay.
no, no.
Anyway, Stephen
Ignore
A.
him.
Troy Aikman.
So I said one of the greatest. I didn't say he was the greatest. So, but we're kind of in the era of Zeke and Dak, and we'll actually have Zeke for the whole season, given that he behaves himself.
Is he
so,
playing? Is he not playing?
I don't know. You're suspended. No, you're not. Like, I don't know. So I have them at 11-5.
I have them going 8-8.
Okay.
8-8.
500? Ooh,
I think
that's kind of bad.
losing does hurt, and losing some of your key defenders hurt too.
Well, that's true.
You lost Anthony Hitchens. Shout out Clearview grad.
I just feel like they haven't been playing they're not a top team anymore. They're really not. They're not up there with the Patriots and the Steelers and
No.
all of them like they used to be.
I mean, well, yeah, that's
That
fair.
offensive line
But
is getting old.
who else
too.
is in their division? The Giants. Oh, the Giants, the Eagles, and the Redskins.
Yeah.
The Giants are kind of like who even
There's our 8 wins right there.
Okay, so the Steelers. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. I have them at 16-0.
I am
Hot take.
realistic. I have 11-5.
You don't want to know my prediction.
Oh, it's 16.
Oh, it's 16.
Okay.
Right.
Realistic prediction. I will say, but either I feel like with
Van Bell.
yes. You
Oh,
know,
but that'll be
Ben's
fine.
getting
That'll be
older.
fine.
I just, Belichick. There's so many issues with the whole
Yeah.
thing at the coaches, at the end of the last season, and it was very disappointing that
We don't
they
have Todd Haley
lost.
anymore.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
They could
You're
go
welcome.
That's a good
11-5.
That is a
like
good
or
thing. That's a
10-6.
great thing.
I like that.
I feel like that's a very reasonable.
Realistically, okay, fine. 12, 13-3.
I mean, don't get me
That's
wrong.
a little
My
bit.
goal is
No.
16-0.
I don't see it happening.
Whatever.
How many games have we won by a game-winning field?
I'm just kidding.
last
I'm
year?
just kidding. Well, I know, but one.
How many nights were you like this watching the game?
I think Le'Veon. I think
Why
we're
do
gonna
you
get.
get fake nails?
Right.
I think I do not. These are all natural.
I'm just kidding.
So, Le'Veon, he's gonna get signed to a long-term contract. I firmly believe that. Yes, he's franchise tagged right now, but I don't think Antonio Brown restructured his contract for no reason.
Yeah.
So he'll be fine. He'll be coming out because last year it took him a minute to get going because he skipped training camp.
Yep.
Which is infuriating, but
I forgot about
He's-
that.
Well,
Yeah,
he'll probably do it again.
he didn't come to report to workouts
Right.
already, which is fine because
It's not mandatory.
well, yeah, Antonio's
Don't
working
really.
out in Miami. So
Oh yeah, I bet he is lifting those strippers over his shoulders. Real hard work.
Le'Veon, Antonio.
Tony.
Hot takes from Amanda Stevens. Antonio Brown is spending his time in Miami at the strip club.
That's
So-
a verified source, I guess.
I texted him last week.
Okay, so that's actually all we have to
Real
cover
quick.
on Badass. What? I'm just kidding. What's up? Oh, do
NBA
you have
Finals predictions. Who you got? Oh,
Thunder, because Russ is my boy. That's MVP right
Where did
there.
mine go? I lost.
Let me
it.
look at the bracket.
No, I
Let's
wrote
get it
them
together
out.
over here.
I'm just gonna tell you mine right now. I got the Rockets and Cavs.
We're almost done. We have 3
No.
minutes. Don't turn the light off.
Not yet. We're almost done.
We're being kicked out. Okay. Thunder and Raptors. No, Thunder and Cavs. Dang it.
Wow. I have.
They won't win, though.
The Warriors and Boston.
Fair. Ooh, Boston.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
What do you have?
I told you, Rockets and Cavs.
Oh, all right. Well,
I just think there's too much shit going on with the Cavs.
You can't go against the GOAT.
I love my boys. Don't get me wrong. I want to be
all
proven
right.
wrong.
This is all we have for you from the Badass. Shout out to my boy Juju Smith-Schuster, Fortnite
Okay,
champ.
next time I need to bring a Browns jersey. This is
I'm sorry.
this is not.
I
cool.
didn't clue you in for a reason. Also, shout out to James Harrison as he announced his retirement. He gave Steeler Nation his very best. So
Debo.
thanks for joining me, guys.
Thanks for having me.
You guys
Thank
have been
you.
badass.
Not ashy.
That was good. That was a good plug. Oh, and the lights are down. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
You guys can shamelessly. I'll include your social media handles.
That would be
Yes.
bomb.com.
Yes.
Drop it, right.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you next
Thanks.
time.
All of my pitfalls. Yeah, I know I still drink too much. I found ways to run from our sunset love. So tell me how to make the sun rise. My heart still beats in your direction. Thinking about those days and nights. My heart still beats in your direction.